another shipment. This one is for wood. This will be all the wood for us to put the loft in. So we got some 4x4s. I think there's like 8 of them. 100 2x6s and 24 sheets of plywood.
Yeah, there's rock under it.
And that is it. Anyways, as you could tell, winter is upon us. It's cold, but we have things to do. One thing that we've done is got all the wood put down into the barn, so that's a plus. But we got to get a hay loft put in. We still have this wagon here full of hay, and we are going to get another 50 bales brought in, and that should get us through the whole winter with no problem. But we can't get the animals in until we get some stalls built, and that's our #1 priority right now. He's pretty handy himself, so. But all the wood, there's 100 2x6s womanized, there's 8 4x4s womanized, and then there's 24 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood, which is not cheap, but it is not womanized because the womanized is even a lot more expensive than that. So our plans are to get these posts put in. We're going to frame it up, but when we go to frame all this up, you know, to make it structural, you can't use screws. Don't ever use screws for a structural member. So the loft is going to be structural because it's got to hold the weight of all that hay. We've gone ahead and purchased a battery operated framing nailer. So, and that's going to go a whole lot better, but that framing nailer isn't due in for 2 days. So we're going to wait the 2 days, and that 2 days that we're waiting, we can be doing things such as he's hanging a shop light to get us something in here, and we'll just bring an extension cord down. And we are also going to set the post today. So this is stuff that we can get done while we're waiting on the nailer. We're going to go ahead and set these posts too, even though there's not going to be anything on them just yet. We'll have the post already set, and we got to run some string lines and stuff because we're going to do this side first. This is 24 feet long or wide or whatever you want to call it. So this is 8 feet, the door's 8 feet, and then this part's 8 feet. And then each one of these are 8 feet on center. And this is 40 feet long. So our plan is to be able to put the pigs right here on this side. And we are going to give them 3 stalls. So it's 1, 2, 3. Now this is going to be for them to just basically sleep in here. On really, really cold days, we'll keep them in. But that's where they're going. From 16-footer in, we're going to go all the way across to this one. And this is going to be for the girls, all the goats. So that would be more than plenty. So that would be 16 by 24. But we still need to set these posts here because, again, we are going to be running a hay loft from, let me see, the top of this one right here. That is like the 6-foot marker. So it's going to go from here over, and it's going to run the full 40-foot length and over. And so this whole entire top is going to be a hay loft. We are also going to run the exact same loft on the opposite side, but we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. We're probably going to wait until spring or summer when it gets warmer out. For right now, we do need to set this one up so we can put hay up. So, and the other idea is that since it's 6 feet down and it's right above the animals, it's going to keep the heat lower for them, so it won't be as cold. We also have to address this because we were off on leveling. That's what happens when you get a line level. So we're going to be addressing this as well. I'm not exactly sure what we're doing just yet, but that's not going to be for this episode. This episode, we're just going to get these posts done. All right, well, we got our first post set. We're keeping the front even with the front of the 6x6s. So we got a string line that will set it right against there. He's pulling the string line back some right now. So he's fixing to do the second one. The string line goes right at the bottom of the barn, and then we're measuring 2 feet down, and that's how deep we're going with the 4x4s. That's going to leave approximately about a foot above that we could cut off and make it flush at the top. But one set, 3 more to go, at least for today. So we got all but one in. We got this one in, we got this one in. We're about ready to finish the last one. So what we had to do is we got the string line at the bottom and we made sure that it's up against it and not pushing against it. So that way we know we're right in front of the main 6x6 down there. And then we have this string line from this edge of that 6x6 to the other 6x6 on the other side. And since these are only 4x4s, that means that they're an inch difference. So that's how we figured it all out. And we're 1/2 inch away. And now they're getting ready. We actually hit bedrock at this one, and we're gonna hit bedrock. We hit bedrock at that one. So we're not as deep as we wanna be, but that's okay because you're on rock and we're not going any deeper than that. I want to see what's going on in the barn. It's been pretty nice. It's been cold. It has been so cold. Not getting, just always staying about freezing. What are you guys gonna do? Ride around in the lawnmower? So today it's in the 40s. So Darren has been down here working. Ooh, it's so muddy. It's been raining too. So we have our posts up, and he started putting up the framing for the hay loft. So we stuck 2x6s at the bottom, they're womanized, and then the plywood goes right above those. And that's to keep the animals away from the siding. And we have decided to go give the girls this whole entire side. So that's what we're gonna do for them. And then we need to bring the pigs in. Yes, even Jethro, they need to be brought in. It's getting way too cold. We're gonna set these 2 posts and we're giving them this whole area. And it's strictly only at night to sleep in, and then we will move them every morning outside to graze. It probably won't start, will it? Oh, they started it. That was short-lived. So one of the things that we got for this project and what we were waiting a couple days for is we went ahead and purchased a 20-volt DeWalt framing nailer. So that's gonna make the job go a whole lot quicker. If we don't make any mistakes. Darren was taking out, he made a mistake and he had to take out some boards. So that's what he was pounding those nails out. Well, there's a good idea. That way you know it's just gonna sit right there and it's easy for one person to do. If you can see, he's not on the line and he's having to remove these. That's what happens when you don't put a line up and you're looking at a level from the side. And we get down to here and you see we ended up about 2 inches off, so he has to remove all these boards. I ain't breaking an ankle. So when we were doing the loft or the poles during those last two, my feet got all caught up in the string and I ended up twisting my ankle. I twisted it pretty good and I was pretty much out of commission for a couple days. So this is where we left off. This is where we're gonna start. I know. Kids. You know, people put their leaves in bags, paper bags, and put them on the side of the road to be composted. Well, I stopped and picked some up. Picked up about 5 or 6 bags and it's nice because wow, you guys really destroyed those leaves. Holy cow, is that all you got left? Why are you letting her still nurse? They got some leaves over there. That's one thing about goats, they love leaves. They love browsing and grazing and brush and stuff. So leaves are like one of their faves in the fall. I hope so too. I don't think she's gone into heat again. It'd be good if you're pregnant. You'd have some milk. Sugar, look at your knees now. You got down to nurse and look what you did. So they're all eating over there. Susie, Lynn. But today's episode is the barn. Getting this barn done. Gotta get the hay loft in. Darren said last night he put the animals away and Mophead didn't show up. So we are thinking, I don't know. I was telling Desiree yesterday that Mophead was sitting in front of the front door Thursday for a couple hours and nobody else was around, no other chickens, just her. I wonder if she was sick or something, because she doesn't normally do that. I will tell you, after we put on this pole, it does not move, which is nice. It is really sturdy. All right, so let us get to work and I'll keep you updated as we go. This is too much to give up. So we got all the boards up. It's between the 6x6s and the 4x4s. Now we're putting 2 on rafters ties on the back side, but on this side we just nail in. And I could do all those, hon. You just set the next ones.
This is gonna need whacked in again though.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. I wonder if that pushed it out.
Probably. But that's where we're at. And we got all of these to do. So we did end up I put in on this side and this side some 2x6s to kind of, so it's not as wide of a crack. And then we also put a 4x4 down, which we had to dig out a little bit for that. And then we had a piece of tin that we were able to actually screw right to that. And that's gonna stop big windbreaker, huge windbreaker. It's cold out. We've gone in a couple times to warm up. But that wind is not blowing now, so it actually feels a whole lot warmer in here. How about you, hon? Mm-hmm. So he's gonna put those rafter ties up. I'm gonna go ahead and start nailing in those boards. And the way it usually works, I'm scared to use the air nailer, so he's gonna use that while I cut the boards. And we're just gonna keep going. Let's see if we can get all these in tonight. Well, there we have it, guys. We're framed in all the way down. And we just finished. It's really dark out. it gives us also a chance to see how much light this one light gives off. It gives off a pretty good amount of light. So we're gonna try and put 3 of them up. One, keeping that one there. We'll try and put one like right here in the middle, and then one right here at this end. And go from there. It's just gonna be temporary, so we're just gonna be running extension cords down here for that. But, oh my gosh. So the next step tomorrow is to get some 2x4s, and we're gonna go in between these, all along the whole thing, in between each and every one with 2x4s. And that helps support them from side to side and helps distribute the load that's gonna be on there. I estimated this loft to hold approximately 108 bales of hay. Now that's actually could be a whole lot more because we got a whole lot more space up to there. So we can actually probably go a whole lot more, but you figure that out, 108, and these are like 30 bales or 30 pounds, anywhere between 30 to 40 pound bales. It all depends on how tight the bale is produced, but we're estimating 35 for now. This should be able to hold that.
It's really pretty.
Huh?
I said that's really pretty.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? So now we're gonna clean up. We got a few things we gotta take up in the house, like the level and stuff, so it doesn't freeze. We're expecting snow tonight, so some of this stuff doesn't matter if it gets cold, but some things we just cannot let freeze, batteries and things like that. So all that stuff has to go upstairs or go back up to the house. But it's really nice. These tops of all these 4x4s are gonna get cut.
Like you, I kind of wouldn't mind leaving them up because it makes it look like you could put a railing up there.
That's what I was thinking of, putting a railing up. That's why I was asking maybe we should just leave them and we cut around them.
Let's do that and cut around.
Cut around them?
Yeah.
I really like having that up there because, yeah,
Nice 'cause
we can add another board going across and
like
it would be
supposed to be there.
a railing going across. So we're gonna leave them. We're not gonna cut them. It does, it'll look a whole lot custom, I guess. All right, guys, well, we're beat. It's dark. I know it doesn't look like it's dark. It actually looks kind of light out according to the camera, but it's dark. We're gonna call it a night, and I'm just gonna keep adding on to this video. We're gonna try and finish this all up, so we'll be back tomorrow. Another glorious cold day. Got the muck boots on. I got gloves on, so I can't do the video, but I'll turn you around. Whew. And I think you're a little dirty there. There, is that better? It's cold. We're gonna build a small fire inside. So I'm gonna take a couple pieces of this wood. Let's get going. Well, I think we lost Mop Head. We saw a hawk out. We have a ton of hawks. So when I say a ton, when it's processing day, we can have 30 to 40 of them circling ahead, up above, because they smell the blood. We have a ton. Anyways, we saw a hawk out a couple days ago, and everybody was scattered. And when Mop Head, we put the chickens away, Mop Head wasn't around. So I think a hawk got her. There's not much we can do to protect our chickens if you're gonna free range from hawks, except for to have a lot of them. When they stay in groups like this with a rooster, they're usually safe. Okay, so we're back to finish up. I have to say, since I put a 2x6 on the outside over here, and we have that 4x4 with a sheet of metal across, and I have to tell you, boy, it feels a whole lot warmer in here. We're gonna bring the burn barrel in, just put it right here in the middle, and just put a small fire in there. There is vents up there, so all the smoke will go out, but sure will heat up this space a little bit. Okay, I'm bringing you out here to show you what we've done out here. So we've gone ahead and put 2x6s at the bottom all the way across, and that's going to seal out any air from getting under there. We do have plans on putting dirt all the way up against it, but again, that's not going to be this winter. It's too cold, it's so muddy, but this will keep the cold out, so at least for the winter. We're going to just end up keeping those 2x6s there. We're not going to remove them. It's just a few of them. And let me show you in here. We just finished up. So we put 2x4s between all of these, all the way down. And now the fun part is putting plywood up on. So little by little, we are getting there. So, but if you look at the bottom, you see that no light comes through. We still gotta do something there. I think I'm gonna grab all the rest of that dirt over there and just throw it on there. But sealed it up nicely.
Stay on fire or something smoking in the barn?
Well, there you go. Got the first piece of plywood cut and notched. And we're gonna put it up. See what we got.
We got a piece of plywood as well then.
Huh?
We got a piece of plywood.
You're getting to be a little smart aleck. Jeez. I was sitting there telling him that I am more than capable of seeing. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna get you to see it. You can see it. In between those boards, the screws. He's like, no, you can't see screws because there's no screws in it. Ha ha ha.
Oh.
They're nails. How about just one end at a time, guys?
Oh, he can lift that end higher. Push your. Oh.
Uh-oh. We're kind of caught. Lift up, push.
I'll try to make it so it don't fall on my legs.
And the first piece is on.
You got this. Okay.
Keep going.
I think it's getting stuck on that screw up there. Yeah, it is. I gotta take that screw out.
But 2 more inches.
Oh no, I'll get the screw out. Wherever the drill is.
There it is. Uh-oh.
What's
That end. This end, the notch, it's all the way against the board. Oh, you got it. Wow. I don't know. Hold on, I'll look. You missed that one. You had to go towards you a little bit. All right. First piece on.
Hey, Major.
And it's holding them. Again, it's getting late. I know it don't look like it outside, but it is. It's getting dark. Darren is putting the animals away. But we finished. We have a hay loft. I'll go up here. Show you. Looks like. There it is. A hay loft. Wow, isn't that going to be nice? So now we got to finish putting up the plywood around the edges. That's all the plywood we got left. Although we are building another loft on this side, we did not purchase the plywood for that. Plywood is so expensive. I just figured I do have all the 2x6s. We can frame it, but I was just gonna watch lumber prices in hopes that it comes down, because that's over $1,000 just in plywood, people. So that's how much we spent on just the plywood. It was like $1,100 for the plywood. And then we have 100 2x6s, and we had 8 4x4s. Well, we got 4 more 4x4s. Those will go up right here. We'll frame in the loft, but we're not putting the plywood up on it until prices go down a little bit. I'll just keep my eyes open. Anyways, I finished putting in all the 2x6s all the way around. We're gonna have to fill that with dirt, but we are all sealed up now at the bottom. That's gonna be good. That keeps a lot of the cold air from blowing. And we don't want it completely sealed. So like there's some cracks and stuff here. We will be leaving those, because if it's sealed up completely, all you gotta worry about moisture. We don't want that, especially with hay. So it is definitely warmer in here than it is inside. We were able to, we had a whole bunch of scrap lumber. You know, they were anywhere between 25 to 35 inches in length, and we actually were able to use all of those for all of these, going all the way down the middle, so we didn't have to actually ruin any long 2x4s. That's it, guys. It's getting dark. That's another day, but we got it done. We're gonna start putting hay up, and we got a load coming. So anyways, it's a night.